Hey guys, it's Melanie and welcome to my very first video in the wedding series that I'm going to be doing. And this was probably the one topic that I got the most interest in, which is makeup. And it's just probably because this is a beauty channel. And one of the most popular questions that people asked me is, should I hire a professional makeup artist for my wedding? I think that most people probably automatically think to go get their hair done, either at a salon or have somebody come on site. I don't think that they automatically think that they should hire a makeup artist. A lot of people put on makeup on a daily basis to go to work, and so I think that the first assumption is, well, I have makeup and I put it on every day and I go to work with it and it's fine. So why couldn't I do my makeup for my own wedding? And so before I get into any of that, let me just get this one statement out there, because I think this is really important about any of the things that I'm going to be talking about going forward in other videos. And it also applies to this particular video especially. So the only thing that you need to get married is your significant other that you're interested in marrying, a marriage certificate from your local county office, and an officiant. Everything else is extra. You don't need a dress. You don't need flowers. You don't need a venue. You don't need to have a giant party. You don't need to do makeup. Like, everything is extra. That being said, here in America, people think of weddings as a giant party opportunity, and it is, because you're celebrating something that is absolutely beautiful and wonderful, and you are committing your life to somebody and you want to share that with other people. And when you're doing that, it can get pretty expensive. So that's why some people elope. Sometimes I think those people are the smartest. However, do I think that if you are going to get married, should you hire a makeup artist? And I have a yes and no answer to that. So the yes part of me is saying yes because I know that there is a certain way in which makeup should be applied, certain products that you should be using that just work better in terms of wear throughout the day, in terms of looking good in photography, and just in terms of making you feel your prettiest and making you look your best. It is obviously a very special day. People look forward to their wedding day their entire lives. Not everybody's like that. Not everybody is like 10 and thinking about like their wedding day. Absolutely not. Not every woman is like that, but some people are. And so they just dream their whole lives about their wedding day, and they want it to be insanely special and important. And so they put a lot of thought into it. Some people are just like, hey, I'm getting married today. Great. There's lots of different types of personalities out there. But I do think that if you are going to invest a lot in photography, I think that it is probably worth paying somebody to make you look your best. The last thing that you want to happen is to spend $6,000 on photography and look back on your pictures and hate the way that you look. Wedding makeup is a very specific type of look. Most brides want to look very quote-unquote bridal. They want a soft, pretty, natural, ethereal, just beautiful look on their wedding day. The last thing that you want to do is start experimenting with coral blush or a bright red lip if you've never done one before, or like teal eyeshadow along your lower lash line because that's the trend this year. Like, that is the last thing that you want for your wedding pictures, because I can guarantee you're going to look back on those 10, 20, 30, 50 years from now, and you're going to be like, what the hell was I thinking? And photography is expensive. those pictures better look good. And so I think for that reason right there, I think it's a good idea to hire a professional. There really are tips and tricks that a professional knows to really make you look your best on camera. Also, you want the makeup to wear all day. The wedding day can technically be a long day. So if you start getting ready at like 8, 9 in the morning and your party goes until about 11 o'clock at night, that's a long day to expect your makeup to look good. So you need someone who's going to use products on you that are going to last all day, and they know how to apply them in a way to make them last longer. And especially if you're someone who's not really experienced with makeup, I would probably suggest going to a professional. I would not consider going to a makeup counter, going to a professional, because, and I'll probably get some flack for saying this, but I know just from my personal experience and like friends who have like gone to work for makeup counters, you don't have to be experienced. You don't have to be a makeup artist to go work at like the benefit counter at Macy's or Estee Lauder. They hire people off the street. I have had several girlfriends who were just like, yeah, I want a discount on makeup. So they went to go work at some makeup counters at some department stores, and they were fully expected to put makeup on people, and they had absolutely zero training. So I would not suggest having somebody who you don't know has any formal training or is like even like a good makeup artist doing your wedding day makeup. I think that you should hire someone who specifically does wedding makeup on a regular basis. Somebody who you can trust, somebody who is very sanitary in their various application processes, somebody who has a good portfolio, somebody who you've done a trial with, you know that you like the products that they use, you didn't have any adverse reactions, somebody who is going to make you look your best and is not going to force their particular look onto you, just somebody that you can relate to. This is somebody who's going to be a part of one of the biggest day of your life, and you want to like that person. And it's also nice because makeup artists will also come to you. So if you're getting ready at a hotel, they will come to your hotel. If you want your makeup done at like a makeup counter at like, say, Macy's, you got to go to Macy's and have your makeup done there. And that's, who on their wedding day wants to like drive to the mall and walk up to the Clinique counter and like wait in line after like all of like the other people to like, have their makeup. It's just not a good situation. Please don't do that. If there's one thing that I'm going to discourage you in doing, it's going to a makeup counter. Don't do that. You're probably better off doing your own makeup because you know your face. And it's not like those people have just a ton of time to do like lengthy consultations with you. Especially most people are getting married on a Saturday. Well, guess what? Most people go to the mall on a Saturday to, do their shopping. So you're going to be competing with a lot of other things going on. Hire a professional. I think that's probably my best piece of advice for you. Now, a lot of people also said, what if I have my sister do it? She's really good at makeup. Or what if I have my cousin or my cousin's girlfriend, do my makeup? And I think that's absolutely an option. I do think that you should probably do several trials with this person to make sure that they are consistent. I think that you should be very picky about the products that they use on you. I would maybe go out and purchase products specifically for that person to use on you. And the good thing is that, after the wedding, you'll have that eyeshadow palette or that super expensive foundation or primer. The list is endless. you'll have that stuff after the wedding, and some people think like, well, why would I pay somebody like $200-300 to do my makeup when I could go and spend $200-300 on makeup at Sephora and then have it afterwards? And yeah, there's total, like, that's legit, like, that's a very legit question. But what you're paying for with a makeup artist is not only the product, but you're also paying for their experience. And there's definitely something to be said for that. And the thing that I have seen in the past with people that have had their friends or family members do their makeup, that's a lot of pressure on somebody who doesn't do this on a regular basis. And if they get nervous the day of, or just, back out, like, you're just kind of screwed at that point. And I mean, what are you going to say to your cousin after she does your makeup and you don't like the way that it looks, even though you've done trials and she did a good job at those trials? Like, it's kind of hard to tell a family member, well, this sucks. What are we going to do about it? It's just easier to avoid that awkward, I would say. I would probably recommend doing your own over having a family member or a friend do your makeup. Unless you really do trust this person and you know that they are going to do exactly what you want them to do. In terms of doing, just your own makeup, that's absolutely totally a possibility as well. But again, I caution you that this is a very crazy, hectic, busy day. If you don't have a coordinator or a planner taking care of like the details, most people are going to come to you with all of those questions because you're the one that in all likelihood planned the wedding and have answers to those questions. You're the one that went to the venue walkthrough. You know where the cake goes. You know where the DJ sets up. You know who to call if the catering doesn't show up in a timely manner. Like, people are going to come at you with those questions. And if you're there doing your own makeup, you're going to have to like drop what you're doing, go fix the issue, come back. It's so much easier just to have somebody else taking care of you, especially somebody that knows what they're doing. Now, I will say, and this somewhat had a little bit to do with the fact that I had a small budget for my wedding, but I did not hire a professional makeup artist, but I had one thing working in my favor, and that is that I know what the hell I'm doing. So I've done makeup on people for a very long time now, and so I know what looks good on camera. I know what products to use to make sure that everything stays put all day. I know what looks good on me. So there was that, but it was definitely stressful. Even knowing everything that I know and being as good as I am with applying makeup, it still stressed me out because I just wanted it to look so perfect. But I'm a control freak, and I know that whatever somebody else would have done, I probably wouldn't have liked it anyway. So I had a very specific look in mind, and sometimes I have difficulty expressing myself on exactly what I'm looking for. So, I kind of go back and forth on if I should have done it or not. In all likelihood, I should have probably hired somebody, but again, I had the fact that like I do this for a living, like working in my favor. So, I really truly feel that while makeup is not a necessity for a wedding, it isn't, if we're going to be completely honest. It's nice. It's nice to have somebody treating you, and it's nice to have somebody applying products to you that are going to work well with your skin type, that are going to last all day. Someone who knows how to make you look your absolute best. And not saying that you can't do that on your own, especially if you wear a decent amount of makeup every day, but it's just, it takes a little bit of that burden of the day off of you to have your hair and your makeup professionally done, and you're going to probably look a little bit more timeless if you're having somebody else do it. So that would be my advice. For those of you out there that are really wanting to gift makeup application to a friend who's getting married, the one thing I would sort of warn you against is, that awkward, what are you going to do if the bride doesn't like it? You know, are you going to feel bad about that? Do you see it potentially ruining your friendship in the future? You know, and do you really want to spend that time like working on your sister or your cousin or your friend? Or do you want to spend that time in a less stressful situation where you are just a bridesmaid and you're just there to have fun, and, you know, maybe you want to get your own makeup done? So, yeah, I would just be really careful and, you know, do lots of trials with the bride. Make sure that they really like what you're doing. Really practice with the false lash application. That's something that it's tricky. It's not as easy as it looks. It's probably easier to apply false lashes to somebody else than it is to yourself. But, you know, it's little things like that that you just want to make sure that you have down packed, and that the bride completely trusts you, and that she is able to provide you with open and honest feedback, and that you're able to take it in a way that doesn't hurt your feelings. And, you know, if it doesn't work out for the day of, if she changes her mind, that you're just not getting your feelings hurt. In terms of products, I mean, I use a mix of so many different things in my professional kit. I use products from MAC, from Urban Decay, from Makeup Forever. I even have a couple of like drugstore items in my professional kit that I use. You know, there's just, the products really depend on you. What do you like to use? You know, definites, I think, are primers for the face, primers for the eyes. You know, making sure that you have the colors that are appropriate for the bride's particular coloring. Using products that, you know, if somebody's asking you to do this, I would have them purchase the products themselves so that you're not using your own personal stuff. Making sure that you are sanitary. So if you're doing makeup on multiple people, that you are not using the same mascara wand on each person, getting disposable mascara wands. You know, disposable lip wands for like applying like the lipstick and stuff, because you're not going to apply straight from the tube to like each person. You got to try to be as sanitary as possible, because the last thing that you want to do is transfer, you know, like a cold sore from one bridesmaid to another. Stuff like that gets tricky. So there's a lot involved with doing makeup on multiple people, and I would just really encourage you to really think about that and make sure that you are comfortable with the different scenarios that could potentially happen. And so I think that's kind of all that I'm going to say about that. I can definitely do another video if you guys have more specific questions about, you know, different products, like specific product questions. Just let me know down below in this video. But, you know, overall, I think that this is a day to treat yourself, especially if you are the bride. I think it's a very nice thing to offer to your bridesmaids to have their makeup done. Because remember, these people are also going to be in your pictures, and you can always tell when someone has had their makeup done versus done it themselves, and they don't know, like, exactly what to do to make it look good in pictures. There is an art to that, and I will absolutely, like, I will own that, and I believe in that. And I think it's worth paying someone for that skill set, because it takes practice. So yes, makeup can be very expensive, but again, you are paying someone for not only the products they are using on your face, but you are paying them for their knowledge and their experience, and just their ability to make you look your best. So that's important. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Again, additional questions down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.